Gang Spitter. Y'all subscribe, like, share the video. I don't know if y'all got a chance to check out Club Shay Shay interview with Gillie the Kid. You know, he spoke on everything that Club Shay Shay threw at him. He ain't ducked no smoke. Then splash that. And of course, Shannon Sharpe gonna bring up the basketball player Noah that deleted his son, or he had something to do with it, right? And because Club Shay Shay knew what he was doing when he brought that up. Because anytime you do an interview with somebody big like that, or anybody, they got a team, or they'll do the research themselves. They're going to get all the juicy questions because they need the most views, the most clicks, and all that there. So, of course, you know, Shannon Sharpe, he probably already heard that when that situation happened. So he probably don't believe the internet. So why not, if you got Gillie on there, why not ask him? Throw the bait out there, Gillie jump on it, which he did. It's all love, love, love. And yeah, he threw it out there, he brung it up, and Gillie jumped on it. And, you know, Gillie was making it seem like he ain't know nothing about Noah having something to do with his son, which that's cap. He said he waited on the detectives to tell him. That's when he first found out. That's cap. If your nephew all on social media dissing him, you seen them IG posters when they got posts all over social media. You seen all them bloggers talking about that. If you say the streets knew, and you saying you the king of Philly, how the hell you ain't know? If you the king of Philly, how the hell you ain't know? You know everything else going on. So you think if all these people in Philly love you, you got all this shit going on in Philly, ain't nobody gonna come back and tell you, hey, so-and-so, he the one who had something to do with that. And it been 2 years, and you ain't heard nothing. But you the king of Philly, but the detectives, they know everything before you do. So you ain't the king of Philly then. You can't say that. How you the king? How you say you that, but you don't even hear what's going on with your son? But why would he come on there and say he knew everything that was going on? He knew that he had something to do with that. When he got all these sponsors, he got the Philadelphia Eagles, they rocking with him. He don't want the internet to tie his name to that situation. Because motherfucker will do that, saying he dropped the bag, which he's supposed to drop the bag. Yeah, he's supposed to, he's supposed to drop that bag. He better have dropped that bag. You understand? Or Gator okay, or somehow like being cool with it. You need to be happy about it. All that stuff. Gillie know he ain't want no justice served. That nigga, man, come on, man. He wanted the rest of them niggas who had something to do with it to get deleted. If Gillie come from the streets, he come from North Philly, and he swear he was about this and that, man, the old Gillie this, the old Gillie that, and all that stuff. Why would he want to see a man, and he against snitching? He always talk about rats and all that stuff. Why would he want a nigga who deleted his son in the dirt? So that Gillie Wonka, that's Noah Pack. That's that Noah Wonka. He's smoking on Noah Pack. He can name it where he want to name it. Nah, that's what he's smoking on. Just like what 50 did with Herb Gotti, that's what he doing with Noah. He just can't come online and say that because he got too much going on. Too many sponsors. He can't indulge in the ignorant shit. But behind the scenes, yeah, that nigga happy. But y'all can also look at the situation like this right here. Gillie also said the police told him that Noah was one of the guys that was going to get arrested for his son losing his life. So that don't mean Noah actually pulled the trigger. He was just with them guys. He could have been. He was with them. Not to say Noah didn't pull the trigger, but Gillie said the police told him he was one of the guys that was going to get arrested. So on Gillie end, it would have been smart for Gillie to say, yeah, he was the one who deleted my son. Instead of saying, nah, he was just with the dudes. He wasn't the one who pulled the trigger. Because you don't want the dude who actually pulled the trigger that's still on the streets. You don't want him to get alert. And now, you know, he moving the right way. He may try to attack Gillie or Wallow or catch somebody else slipping. Maybe catch Mac. You never know. You know what I'm saying? Because he probably know if Gillie's saying, yeah, he one of the guys that's finna get arrested or he was going to get arrested and shit like that. Nah, the nigga like, I ain't got shit to lose. I know they coming. And Gillie on point. So nigga going to put a bag on my head and all that stuff. So it's smart for Gillie to be like, nah, that's the one who deleted my son. And I ain't know nothing about it. Like, play that role. You can't come on that bitch and be like, nah, man, it wasn't really him. Like, the nigga still out there, like, my son still ain't got no justice. And nah, like, play it cool, play dumb. I don't know nothing. Police told me some shit. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? Even though his nephew bragging online saying, yeah, Cheese finally get his rest. So according to his nephew, Noah did pull the trigger. And we basing it off him and how he was dissing. But you know, a nigga, if you with them niggas, he'll still diss like that, you know. He ain't gotta actually pull the trigger. You was with them guys, so nigga, I'ma diss you like you the one who pulled the trigger. Cause you played a part in it. But that ain't the part I want to talk about in this video. I ain't really gotta talk about Noah and all that stuff. I already did videos on that. Noah got what he deserved. His mama witnessed that. So she feel the same pain Gillie felt. You understand? So I want to talk about when he talked about Cheese, saying, you know, he was battling with his son, in and out the streets. You know, his son wanted to be in the streets. He ain't look up to his dad fully. Yeah, his dad got $1 million record game. That's my dad. Yeah, my dad was a rapper. My dad was in the streets and all that stuff. But that's my dad. He didn't really want to follow into the footsteps. See, Gillie got 2 sons, right? One is his better half. That's Mac. The other is his old self. That's Cheese. So when he put that semen into his wife and she created his son, yeah, that energy got let off in him. Especially if Cheese the oldest between the boys. So a part of the streets was in Cheese. Even though he grew up in the suburbs and all that stuff, all his family in the streets. See, it's kind of hard for your son not to be in the streets when you was gonna let him be a rapper, and then when he rapping about the streets. Cheese didn't rap like Lil Romeo and Bow Wow. Cheese ain't never had no song saying, "Oh, Romeo, give me a chance." Yo, Cheese ain't had no song saying, "It's a little Bow Wow. You just don't know the way you move so fast across the floor." Cheese ain't had no song saying, "Bow Wow, wow, yippee yo, yippee yay. Where my dogs at? Talk to me now." He ain't had no song like that. He ain't had no song like, "It's really, really nice to meet you, ma. I'm really, really digging your style. You wanna come chill up a baller, huh? Let's get down." He ain't had no song like that. He ain't had no song with Jagged Edge and all that stuff. His shit was about the streets. Yeah, the streets of Philly. So he was already playing ping pong with the streets already. And then if you want to be a rapper, then you gotta be living that shit. You coming for the suburbs, you already know what niggas gonna say. Or it ain't gonna work. If he talking this street shit, he's supposed to stop that and he's supposed to nip that in the bud right there. How you gonna let your son rap street and you ain't gonna think that he wanna live some of this shit? See, if Cheese would have took off and rapping and he really would have made his money on his own, he really would have indulged in the street. I can't say he would have got deleted, but he would have got locked up a lot. Could have got into a situation like with Lil Dirt in, putting bags on niggas' head, because he would have been the boss. That Cheese would have really took off, especially by himself without Mac. And nigga getting 20, 30,000 a show. Now I don't need my daddy. Now I don't care if you kick me out. Now I don't care if you cut me off. I don't need you. Probably would have ended up dissing his daddy. The only reason why Gillie probably had the control that he had is because Cheese ain't take off like he's supposed to, where he don't need his daddy. That the industry really would have accepted him and the fans would have went crazy because he already wanted to do that. So if you put a lot of money in his pocket and fame, and he got his own deal, and Gillie ain't got really nothing to do with the deal, oh yeah, he wouldn't give a damn about Gillie cutting him off, kicking him out the house and all this shit there. You know what I'm saying? Especially if his shit working and Mac shit ain't working. Probably could have pulled Mac in. But the difference between Mac and Cheese, Mac is the more leader. He the leader out of all of them. And Cheese is more so the follower. It probably started with his daddy. What he loved about his daddy is his old ways. When he was in the streets talking that shit on them DVDs, dissing Cassidy, going that Wayne. He want that love. He want that respect. He don't want to be the cool nigga in the cut with the waves, dress nice, like Mac with the females. Nah, a nigga want to get active. Because the streets, you know, they accept all applications. All you got to do is prove yourself. All you got to do is prove yourself. But Gillie being a good father that he is, because Gillie is definitely a good father. An awesome dad. Definitely respect Gillie 100%. far as like him being a father and a man. And a man. And a husband. Gilly a good father, he a good husband, and he a good man. And he a real nigga. Yeah, so Gilly got, no matter what I say, if I take a little shot here and there, Gilly is a good man, he a real nigga, he a good husband, and he damn sure a good father. You don't see what he doing with Matt? You don't see what he doing with his daughter? We don't never hear nothing about Gilly cheating or fucking over his wife or falling out with his kids, even though he ain't see eye to eye, but you can't really count that if a nigga trying to see you do right. And he ain't going for that. He ain't respecting that. But see, the only time a kid will, come to terms with you even a little bit is when he still needs you. He still needs you to post him on your platform. He still needs you to embrace him. But if he would have had the industry backing him, real street niggas backing him, all the fans going crazy, he wouldn't have gave a damn about Gilly fucking with him. Shit, no. Nigga, I'm getting more money than you. Until that deal came with $1 million worth of game. Let that shit would have took off first. Niggas stacked up an M or whatever. Them niggas on that block they was on, they would have been behind him. They would have adopted him, and yeah, he would have funded the block. He could have got jammed up that way, or he still would have been on the block shooting his videos, and niggas still come through, and yeah, man, and drop their nuts. But the crazy thing is, all the shit that Gilly was telling Cheese the whole time, he was right. Because Gilly knew that wasn't him. Because if you was a stepper, or you really was a street nigga, you would have been left the house. See, Gilly know when a nigga really got that street shit in him, because he ain't even gonna follow under your order. The street's gonna adopt him, so he gonna have somewhere to go. Trap houses, a whole house. He gonna just thug it like, nigga, all right, fuck it then, nigga, we ain't gotta talk. Nigga, I'm in the streets head first. So once he see the nigga ping-ponging, he go to jail, he call him, he need him. Real street nigga wouldn't do that. Like, he may call, but if you don't come through, nigga, I'm thugging. So Gilly knew that, like, nigga, this ain't you. You been a follower. But, it's the shit he was seeing. The regular life, the suburb life wasn't interesting to him. Especially he can rap good, he can dress, he got jewelry, he can fight probably. So a nigga feel like he can handle himself. He's saying how other niggas move in the street, like, the only thing he ain't got is bodies. That's the only thing he ain't got. He feel like he can do everything else. He ain't like he was no whole ass nigga out there. He just ain't understand niggas coming through that bitch and they'll spin. They don't give a fuck who outside. Or maybe he did understand. He just ain't think it was gonna happen to him. Which, like, that's how most of us think. When we in the streets, or we thugging, or we on this drill, or whatever. Running from the police, or going to prison, or anything. Like, we don't think we're gonna get caught. We don't think we're gonna go to jail. We don't think we're gonna get killed out here. We don't think. There's a lot of shit motherfuckers don't be thinking. Nigga don't think they gonna get an STD. Nigga don't think they gonna get HIV. Niggas just don't think it'll happen to them. They see it, they know what can happen, they know the cons. You can explain it 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times, 1,000 different scenarios. Niggas still ain't gonna think it's gonna happen to them. Just like with females, they don't think that when they see guys delete other females in relationships, they don't think that's gonna be them one day. Or if a guy put hands on female, they don't think they're gonna go through that shit until they go through it. Or a female getting an R word done to them, they don't think that shit happened to them until it happened to them. So yeah. Even though he wasn't really famous like that or no big artist, he didn't understand who he was. He didn't understand that, man, you can't be hanging out on these blocks and shit like that. Even though he sees so many other rappers that's way bigger than him on them blocks. And they thugging. Maybe he wanted the action. He wanted to go through that so he can add that on to his story. Now, I've been through shootouts. I done got shot at. So when nigga interview, now he got something to talk about. Yeah, I done been shot at. Nigga, I done been to shootouts. I done been to jail. I done sold drugs. That'll add on to the story. He ain't really got to go to prison. Gilly ain't never go to prison. He swear he the toughest nigga in the world. You understand? So, It's just a situation that is showing everybody that it don't matter what you do, what lifestyle you show them. If a nigga want to be in the streets, especially when they get grown, ain't nothing you can do. Gillie still did good with Cheese because Cheese went out there at 13, 14, thugging, trying to sell drugs, be out there in the streets. He waited till he was grown. Cheese and them was still just living with Gillie, that's all. But niggas wasn't no young niggas like that. Yeah, they young. He still died young, but he wasn't 13, 14, 15, 16. He wasn't king age, little king age. So Gillie still did a good damn job. But you can't, it's only but so much you can tell a grown man. Only thing you can say is, nigga, if you want to fool with me, if you want me to, embrace you and repost you and rock with you and bring you along with me, then you can't be doing this. You can't entertain that, or I can't rock with you. I'm gonna give you that distant love. You understand? And she was like, shit, it is what it is. Some points he'll be like, all right, Dad, I feel you. Then he'll go back to the streets. I gotta be my own man anyway. I ain't trying to just be up under your umbrella anyway. That's how Cheese probably looking at it. And when a situation like this happened, Gillie had probably beat himself up a little bit until he realized, like, nah, I did the right thing as a father. But, he had times, he had moments where, damn, I shouldn't have been so hard on my son. Damn, I should have had my son with me even more. Maybe I should have invested to the rap career even more. Maybe I shouldn't even let him even rap. Because they ain't do nothing but make him want to be in the streets even more. Because now he got to prove himself even more. But how many rappers in the game right now that's winning, that's topping the charts, they got a name for themselves that ain't involved in the streets, or they ain't proved themselves in some type of way, whether it's funding drugs, funding guns, putting bags on niggas' head, they actually selling, hustling, trapping, they actually blicking that motherfucker, they actually, scamming, all type of shit. It ain't too many niggas ain't really got their hands on nothing that's really winning. They got the fans going crazy. It ain't too many niggas. It ain't like back in the day, because now we got the internet. So you can't just be no cornball nigga and you rapping like Cheese. It ain't gonna work. You can rap good as a bitch, you can have the best song, and it ain't gonna work. You'll get views, but you'll never get that motion where you getting 10K a show, 8K a show, unless you make one of them Soulja Boy type songs. But they don't fit your image. So now if you come like that, we're gonna always know you for you coming like that. And then on top of that, the money. Cheese gonna probably making the money from music that he's supposed to be making, or that he wanna make. And then if you're going back and forth with your daddy by him pulling you out the streets, Gillie ain't finna be giving you 10,000 here, 20,000 there. He ain't speak on that. 30,000 here, 15,000 there. He ain't finna be funding that, and then you gonna take this shit right to the block, buy pounds, buy this and that, get yourself in some more shit. So nigga gonna bird feature. So that's gonna drive a nigga to the streets. It ain't like the nigga was just caked up. Just Gillie ain't say, man was living good in the suburbs. He ain't had to be out there. He had 200,000-300,000 in his bank. He got a nice car. Yeah, so nigga gotta get it. Mac and Cheese wasn't booked up across America, getting paid $10,000-15,000 a show, rocking out, being booked up all through the week, doing 5 to 10 features a week and shit like that, doing interviews, doing promo. They ain't have it like that. So yeah, Mac, he could chill, and whatever he get, he good with that. But Cheese, he want more. He want more diamonds. He want the cars. He want the clothes. He want all that shit, and he want it on his own. I don't want to follow my daddy rules and get it that way. I want to get it this way. Some kids don't give a damn if you Bill Gates, you could be Shaq, you could be whoever. I want the thug. Same shit that Boosie fighting with his son, with Tootie. The other kids, they may, fall straight and all that stuff, or do some other shit, but Tootie, he got more of a Boosie in him. So when you have a bunch of kids, more than one, you got 3 or 4 kids, one of them I ain't gonna say all the time, but one of them may, if you was like that, their energy in you. Their energy in them. It may not reach all of them, but it's gonna reach one of them, and it was Cheese in Gillie case. In Boosie case, it's Aviana a little bit, and it's Tootie. In T.I. case, it's King. You know what I'm saying? He the one who gonna get locked up the most and go through shit the most. Because the shit that the stuff that entertain him, the stuff that, you know, get his attention and what he really want to be, the respect, the love that he really want come from the streets. That's what he want. He want them to embrace him. He want all the street rappers to embrace him. Talking about King. So yeah, man, that love hit different than suburb love. Their attention hit different than suburb attention. When all the rap street niggas fuck with you and all the killers fuck with you. The same love that Gillie needed. The same love that he wanted. Yeah, so Cheese, he sat back and watched all the Me and I Rap Game interviews when Gillie was saying, yeah, I wanted niggas to be scared of me. I wanted this and that. We was robbing, we was doing this, we was doing that. You hear about the stories about him and Wallow. Nigga want part of that. Nigga want to do some shit like that. I ain't gonna say robbing, but nigga want to do something that's involved in crime or just hanging out on the block. You understand? And it just didn't end well for him. But let me play some of the shit that Gillie was saying on this Club Shay Shay. I ain't gonna play everything.
With my son, trying to get him out the streets. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I'm not gonna sugarcoat none of that shit. We didn't even have the best relationship when he passed because he wanted to be a street. And I didn't believe in that shit. I didn't subscribe to that shit. But other than that, it ain't about Cheese no more. Cheese ain't here. It's about me saving somebody else's life and letting them know that you can die out here. Somebody will blow your brains out playing out here and thinking this shit is not serious when it is. So what do you want to do? Do you want to live life? You want to be here for your parents, or you want to subscribe to this fake ass street shit and get the melon knocked out, get the seeds knocked out your watermelon? Because that's all that's going to happen.
And what he's saying is correct. It's 100% correct. He wasn't telling Cheese nothing wrong. But the key thing that he was telling Cheese was what you want to do, giving him a choice. Because we all got choices. And, you know, Cheese made up his mind. First he was going back and forth with it. But this is what I want to do. Yeah, I know this is going to make you unhappy. I know you don't respect it or nothing like that. You don't think it's me. But I think differently. So I'm a gambler, just like you did. You could say you ain't had no choice and all that there, but you had a choice. You went to college. You could have played ball. You wanted to still sell weed. Just like I want to rap, and I still want to hustle and be around steppers and shit like that. So that's what it is. Every kid know that. They've been saying the same shit to every generation. The 70 babies told the 80 babies, it's jail or death. The 80 babies told the 90 babies, it's jail or death. What you want to do? Yeah, you want to be in the streets or you want to go to school? The 90 babies told the early 2000 babies. The early 2000 babies telling the mid 2000 babies. Come on, man. But everybody's still choosing their side. They making their choices. That's why you got Allah, Jesus, and their children, and you got Satan and his children. They all got strong armies. Some people love with the streets that Satan can offer them. They want that shit fast. They don't really think, they hear the consequences, but nigga don't really think about death. They know, yeah, jail coming, but nigga don't really just think in the beginning. They don't, unless they really going through shit at a young age. But yeah, nigga gonna roll that dice. Nigga gonna take that chance, because I could make it out just like you did. But I need this shit on my resume. I need this street shit on my resume. So I gotta do what I gotta do, Dad. Until I feel like I'm tired and it's enough. I may gotta go do 2 or 3 years in prison. You didn't, but I may have to. I may have to get locked up for a murder. I may have to get shot. I may have to, had 2 or 3 kids by 2 or 3 different women. I may have to just go get robbed, do the robbing. You understand? So, everybody don't listen to their parents. Everybody don't, man. Most of us, we ain't listen to our parents. We took that chance. We rolled that dice. Some of us, we made it out. Some of us didn't. Even the niggas who went to jail and, you know, they got out and they still rocking out now. They made it out. unless they still in the streets, you know, got their scale on and still throwing rocks at the penitentiary. But if you still got air in your body, hey man, you still got a chance to change your situation and make a difference. But some niggas, they gonna keep, you know, doing what they do. They may turn down they thugging. They may just only sell weed now. They may not really sell no dog food, fentanyl, hang with this crowd, go out to the club. But niggas still sell inside. And, you know, making ends meet. He may have a job and sell inside. You know what I'm saying? Nigga just need the extra cash. 40 hours a week ain't enough. 70 hours a week ain't enough. Cause he got an old lady, he gotta take care of her, pay the bill, all this shit. So the nigga gotta play with a pound or two. So he gonna, you know, he's still throwing rocks, but it's little rocks until he get deleted because the nigga wanna rob him or take his shit and he ain't going because he know the nigga. You know what I'm saying? So
drug dealers out here. It's not no successful criminals out here. No, they die and they go to jail.
Now when Gilly's saying that right there, it's some successful drug dealers out here. They just don't keep it. You know what I'm saying? They just don't maintain it for a long time. But niggas do get successful. Because you can say that same scenario with basketball players. Most of them, they'll have it for a little bit, and then they'll lose it. They'll go broke. Same shit with rappers. They'll be on, they'll have their motion, and then they'll fall off, and we don't hear from them no more. Football players, movie stars, all type of people. You know, but only thing with that, you still got guys like LeBron James that's still rocking out. You got football players, you got the Michael Jordans, you got certain rappers, the Snoop Dogg. They could be like, well, he's still out here. He still got the same lifestyle. He's still rich. He's still free. He's still, you know what I'm saying? It's just not, with drug dealers, it's just not none that's having 30-year runs, 40-year runs, 50-year runs. But when you just tell a kid that, and they still look and see the drug dealer that's successful, they still see the one who got the penthouses. They can show you $1 million in cash, $500,000, $250,000. They got 5, 6, 7 cars, having all the holes. They got properties. They got all type of shit. You still niggas in the pen trapping. They still getting them things coming through in the pen. You know what I'm saying? So when the kids see that, you're like, I hear what you're saying, but I see different. I hear what you're saying, but I see different. So I'm gonna do different. Or at least I'm gonna get a piece of it. You saying I ain't like that, but the street saying, come on. The street saying, come on. So, yeah.
Deal for the rest of your life, that's cool. If you want to get the seeds knocked out your melon, that's cool. But I'm here to tell you that's what's gonna happen.
Now, Gilly, you can't really say that's what's gonna happen if you didn't never go to prison. You went to jail, but you ain't never go to prison for a long time. You ain't do no long jail time. You ain't never get the seeds knocked out of you. Now, Gilly has been shot, I think. Gilly did get shot, but you ain't get the seeds knocked out of you. So he could look at you and be like, well, you swearing you the hardest nigga from Philly. You the king of Philly out of there. Why you ain't never do 10 years, 5 years, or do 20 like Rollo? Why you ain't never get wet up, all hit up in your chest, get shot all in your head, you die and they bring you back, you get paralyzed, and shit like that. Why I can't get shot in the leg or the arm and bounce back or not do no jail time when you made it? What make you better than me? Because you more street smarter, or because you really come from it? So when you talking to a kid, they gonna look at every aspect of everything. Like, hold up, I know a lot of guys who got hats and everything. They never been shot, they never been to jail. So they'll take any, you know, a kid or a motherfucker who just want to be ignorant or go against what you're saying. They'll take any little thing that they see different and run with that. Like, well, this guy ain't never did time. This guy ain't died. This guy ain't. Look at him. Look at him. Because it is people that still operate, or some people that's, you know, having 10, 15-year runs. We just don't know it. They just can't brag on it. But not to say Gilly wrong, because the majority don't make it. So just because it's a few cases like Gilly and other guys that don't mean Gilly wrong. Because you can't really say all in anything. You can't say all in nothing. So the majority of people that go in the streets die and go to jail, get paralyzed, or end up fucked up. If 90% of them get fucked up and only 10 make it out, or they still, doing their thing, then you can say, man, if you come in the streets, you're going to die and go to jail. That's what's going to happen to you. That's what's going to happen to you. So, Gilly not wrong, but when you're a kid or you're a young man, you're going to find some wrong in what he's saying.
Get involved in that life. Because at this point in time, Gilly, you made a name for yourself. You got bread, but you got to understand. And I can only tell the truth. Being a follower. Plain and simple. Being a follower. Wanting to subscribe to some shit that's not really you. And that's most of the kids out here. Mm-hmm. Most of the kids in the suburbs subscribe to shit that is not even really them. And then they gotta prove themselves. Well, I don't believe.
Yeah, that's what it be. Niggas be followers, and niggas gotta prove themselves. It don't matter if it ain't really them or not. If they feel like they gonna prove themselves, it don't matter to them. Just like when the fun boys and regular people go to the army, that ain't them. But when they get there, they gotta prove themselves. And then some motherfuckers prove themselves, and it become them. Just because it ain't me, don't mean that she can't become me. Some of the niggas who came from the suburbs or good homes, they be the worstest niggas in the street. They have the most bodies in different cities and different states. So just because this shit wasn't me or it ain't in me, don't mean it can't become me. Just like a dog, a nigga that been a city boy, a dog ass nigga, he become a faithful man. Nigga ain't never loved a female a day in his life. He always fucked over every female he came across. He could find one and then become that good husband. Same thing with the female. She been a hoe all her life. She can change. People can change. So you can change to something worse. You could be good and you weren't like that, and then you can change to something worse. And yeah, that could have been cheese. Just because the nigga get killed don't mean it ain't him. He just got caught lacking. Just like Gilly got caught lacking when he got robbed in California, when he got shot them times. Yeah, he just got caught lacking. When Wallow did the 20 years in prison, when he got sentenced to 20 years, prison wasn't him. Prison ain't him. You can tell how he talk, how he duck smoke, and what he say he'll do, how he know how to hold him and fold him. Yeah, he ain't got no real prison war stories. Wallow ain't come out saying, I was in this race war, I was in this gang, nah. But he adapted that lifestyle, and yeah, he became that. So now it ain't nothing for the nigga to do 10 years, 5 years, or any type of prison time or going in the yard. But prison wasn't Wallow. But yeah, man. You know how many motherfuckers go to the Army, the Navy, the Marines, and it ain't them? And it become them? Same thing with the streets. Ain't nobody no born killer. I know niggas say that shit in songs, oh, it sound good as a bitch, but ain't nobody no born killer. Ain't nobody no born drug dealer, no born stepper, no born whatever. Ain't nobody no born pimp, no born player. Don't nobody come out the womb with season. Ain't nobody born with sauce, like Gucci said. Ain't nobody born with sauce. You gotta acquire the sauce. So that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to acquire the streets, the reputation, the money, trapping. You know what I'm saying? Like he would have been no stepping type nigga, no killer or nothing. He would have been getting his money just like his daddy. Gilly ain't known for stepping on nothing or really fighting different wars and shit like that. He known for getting money, talking this shit, rapping. So that's what he wanted to do. Sell his little weed. Probably play with about 5, 10 pounds, 20 pounds. You know, higher than that maybe. Rap, fuck with the hoes, dress nice. Of course, he'll probably pack a gun, whatever. And yeah, that's it. Nigga ain't really trying to get in the streets and dodging, robbing, taking hits, setting niggas up, and shit like that. Nigga on the money side. He ain't on the murder side. He on the money side. BG say money side, murder side. He on the money side. He gonna witness murder. His partners in them, they with the bullshit. But you could tell Cheese wanted the bag, wanted to fuck with the hoe, dress nice. And yeah, serve a couple niggas, stay out the way. Be on the block, hang on the block. A thug like that. It was Thug Dizzle. It just, you know, just like how Gilly still be roaming through Philly. He'll pop up here and there. Niggas can come through and slide through the bitch at any given time. And you get hit. Then what we gonna say? If I was Gilly still out there, he was getting all the money being out of every game. He ain't had to be there in Philly. He ain't had to. Shit just happened. Now, Gilly ain't just standing out on no blocks, though. Or no drug dealer blocks. Or no murder blocks. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't doing that. He ain't doing that. See, Cheese ain't understand, or Gilly ain't tell Cheese. The only way you can really do some shit like that, when you can just post on the block, and you know it's war and shit like that, the only thing you can do is get a bulletproof and sit in that bitch. You can do that on the block. Get you an Escalade, Tahoe, or something like that, and bulletproof that motherfucker. Or it could be a regular car, and you can sit on the block then. That way, when them shots come through, when them niggas that act hard come through and start slinging that bitch, you ain't got to worry about getting hit. They can shoot up the car, whatever. You good. And let them niggas, you can just roll your window down on their side, and you can just pop your shit to them, and you just stay in the car. But if you just out there on the block, yeah, anything can happen. Anything can happen. So yeah, man, like.
You grew up in the suburbs. I don't believe you tough. So what you gonna do? You gonna prove yourself? And then a lot of them end up trying to prove themselves, and a lot of them end up in the sad city.
Hey, it don't really matter if you grew up in the suburbs or you grow up in the streets. If you ain't got the hats, if you ain't got the reputation, niggas don't think you tough. Just because you come from this block, you from the Magnolia, you from Calio, from South Memphis, Ridgecrest, or you from Miami, Florida, you from Batesford, you from North Charlotte, you from West Boulevard, from Idlewild. That don't mean you just get this reputation. No. Niggas still gonna think you ain't about that. You just from the hood. That don't make you no street nigga. You just from the hood. You still gotta acquire the reputation. So the females gonna be like, you ain't about that. Once they see that you ain't got the reputation, niggas gonna think that. So you still gotta prove yourself regardless. You just don't get the real nigga call. I mean, I'm a real stepper. I'm a real fighter. I'm a real whatever. And you ain't did nothing. Just because you from the hood or some project, you from Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, New Jersey, they hoods. Nah, you don't just get that. You gonna just be a nigga that everybody know or they see on the block, and they gonna say you went outside. That's all. So it don't matter. They gonna just say they seen you, but you went outside. They say this shit all the time about motherfuckers, man. That's it. And then if you from the suburb, they gonna say you ain't even from around here. You wasn't even, ain't nobody never even seen you. So you can't say you a street nigga or hood nigga. You can become a street nigga, because anybody can become a street nigga. All you gotta do is break law and conduct your money in the streets. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, like, nah, either way you come, you gotta still prove yourself. If I'm lying, y'all drop a comment and cuss me out.
Situation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, now I can't say that my son was just a totally suburb. He hung out in North Philly. He hung out in the ghettos. He had family down there. So yeah,
so if he got family there, he got partners there, he be down there, yeah, you don't think that shit gonna corrupt him like it did you? Then he come back home, you probably be gone all the time. You gotta be Gilly the Kid. He come back home, he go to sleep, go to school, eat. Y'all play the game, he rap and shit like that, but when he outside, he see this shit. When he go outside, he don't continue to see suburb life. He see the street life. So yeah, man, it grabbed a hold of him and it got him. It grabbed a hold of him and it got him.
The beat wasn't him.
He chose a life that he didn't have to be.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You, on the other hand, you grew up in that. That's all you knew that was around.
Absolutely.
Your mom had you out in the burbs. Like you said, when you went to college, it exposed you to something else.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's cap. You ain't had to be that, Gilly. Evidently, if you went to college, you had your head on straight. You ain't had to be that. There's a lot of them who come from the hood and they make it. And they ain't never shot nobody, sold drugs, robbing people. Nah, you was a follower too. Gilly, you was a follower too. You wasn't no born robber. You don't come from robbing. You ain't no born stepper. Like you don't come from a line of steppers. Like you was a follower too. You seen rappers, you seen other drug dealers, and you wanted to be that. Wallow be saying it in the interviews. I seen this one with the gold chain, I seen this one with the fly chick. Y'all niggas wanted to piece of that shit too. You was a follower too. You just ain't get killed. You just ain't go to prison. You just ain't get caught. Nah, but now you had your head on straight. You was making good grades to go to college, playing sports. You grew up in that, but you ain't had to be that. You learned how to play basketball. You got real good at it, and nigga, that's what you did. And it took you all the way to college. Now, you was a follower too.
Absolutely. So, you know, a lot of times the kids in the ghetto, they subscribe to something because of an image. They don't want to be looked at as pussy. Mm-hmm. The kids, oh, he turkey. Oh, they don't want to be looked at as a certain way. So that'll drive them that's not even into that life to do some shit that he had no business doing because he don't want to be perceived as a certain.
That's everybody. They ain't just kids. Don't nobody want to be looked at as pussy or turkey or pie or whatever nigga want to say. That's every man. What man want to be looked at is that? Not no cop, not no Marine, not no Navy, not no federal agent, not nobody, none of that. They don't want to be looked at as that. They could be that, but they don't want to be looked at as that. No man want to be, so that's everybody, ain't just kids. You still don't want to be looked at as that. If everybody, all the rappers and everybody come online and start saying Gilly pussy and all that, you'll respond. You don't want to be looked at. You're going to say, run up on me then, try me. You're going to say something to defend yourself. So don't no man want to be looked at as turkey and all this shit that you're saying. Come on, man. In no generation. Jesus, last time I checked, Jesus and a lot of them say they don't like cowards. So why would a man want to be looked at as a coward or soft or he ain't like that? It just don't have to be in an evil way. It don't have to be in a street way. But they don't want to be looked at as a coward. Come on, man. A real man, any man.
Certain way. So my message is for the youth is that go ahead and do something that's beneficial to you, man. The streets ain't beneficial to you. The streets don't love nobody. If you could show me the drug dealer with the big house on the hill, I congratulate you. If you could show me 10 successful drug dealers, you could tell me 10 street. I'm gonna show you 9 that's gonna tell. So all of this
it is beneficial to a lot of people. Like you, Gilly. Because why would you talk about it so much on $1 Million River Game? When we go in your life, so that's all you talk about. So you can relate to the street people, the rappers and shit. Because you come from there. So how it wasn't beneficial to you? That's how you learn how to talk to girls, how you learn how to hustle. They taught you about money. They taught you how to dress. It sounds like it's very beneficial to me, to you. What you mean? Not saying all this shit good, but the streets is definitely beneficial in a lot of different ways. Not just with crime. Teach you how to defend yourself. Come on, man, teach you a lot of shit that you still use to this day. Who want to just be book smart? So the streets is definitely, that's why they say you want to have street smarts and book smart. So if it ain't beneficial to you, why would people say you got to have street smart or you want to have street smarts and book smart? You don't just want to have just street smart or you don't just want to have just book smart. So come on, Gilly, don't contradict yourself. When you would get on the podcast next week and say this about the streets and you learn this from the streets and you learn how to cook this from the streets and because you came up poor, you learned this and that. Come on, man.
shit is a myth. That's what I want them to know. And it ain't even about cheese no more. It's about saving some other lives that think this shit is more than what it is. I can't do nothing for cheese. Cheese is gone. So all I can do is the things that I believe in Islamically. Buying a wishing well over here, getting a well over here, doing something for somebody that's less fortunate because I believe that that helps my son and Jenna. I want the youth to understand how important life is. Mm-hmm. And how fast your life could be taken from you. Shit, I was struggling with my son.
So yeah, I ain't gonna play everything, but yeah, that pretty much sum up everything he was saying about that. Like, but he right, though, you know. You know, I can say he wrong on this and that, but for the most part, he was right. And yeah, man, the streets can take your life. Just like you ain't got to be in the streets. You can fly straight. And if you don't eat right, they can take your life. They kill way more people than the streets do. Diabetes, high blood pressure, cholesterol, obese. They delete way more people. Being an alcoholic, being a drug addict. They delete way more Americans than the streets do. So it's a lot of shit that you can indulge in life that'll take your life fast. There's 18-year-olds right now having strokes, losing their life because they ain't eat right. They get sick, all type of shit. So, hey man, it's all about choices. You just ain't got to avoid the streets. You got to avoid bad food, bad habits, bad women, or if you're a woman, bad men, bad scenarios, bad places. A lot of shit, man. There's a lot of motherfuckers who ain't never stepped foot in the streets and they ain't come home last night. They wanted to go to the club, they want to hang out at the Waffle House, they want to hang out wherever, and then come through and just go down. You know, so everything a gamble. Everything is a gamble. There's no correct way. There's no 100% correct way that's going to escape you from death or no shit like that. But it's going to promise you an old age. When you 80, 90, 100 years old, 78, shit like that. Ain't nothing out here that's going to guarantee that. So, yeah, man. You just got to, you know, learn, do better. Once you learn from the mistakes, you got to adapt that into your habits, adapt that to your everyday life, and go to the next level. Do better. Become a better person. Change your surroundings. Change your frame. But you got to want to do it. You got to want to do it. Sometimes God don't give us enough time to change it. Because it's another God. It's another God that He ain't finna give you all this time that Allah and Jesus and them promise you and all that stuff. If you one of His children, shit, it can happen any day. It can happen any day. And yeah, man. It happened for cheese. Just like it happened for everybody else who lost their kids in the Philadelphia streets or all across America. And it's gonna keep happening. Because, you know, people make the choice. Or they just like to be around it. The same speech you gotta give, that Gilly gave to his kids, to his son, you gotta get it to your daughter. The daughters date these type of niggas. So they'll get caught up in the line of fire. And they'll get hit up, beat up, snatched, all type of shit, the R word. So yeah, they gotta hear the same speech. Yeah, man, y'all hit that like button, man. Y'all share this video. Y'all let it be known in the comments, man, what y'all feel about Gilly, Cheese, this whole situation, the streets. You know, you working with your son, you being there, father in the house, and that still don't be enough. Sometimes that still don't be enough. What's y'all thoughts on that? Y'all follow me on IG, _gang_spitter. Donate to the channel if you want to. He was with him. Gone.